Becoming an ultra successful person is much simpler than most people think. In fact, if you avoid these 5 key mistakes, there's a good chance that you're going to become tremendously successful. The problem is, most people are, frankly, wasting their life. They are literally allowing minutes of their days to just disappear on end. They are making poor decisions, poor choices, and they are doing things that self-sabotage. So I want to point out what I believe are the 5 biggest mistakes that people make. The 5 most common self-sabotaging behaviors that I see that holds people back. Number 1 is negative self-talk. You can't have negative self-talk. Some of you say things about yourself that you would never allow a stranger to say about your family, right? You're so hard on yourself that if someone else said that about someone you loved, you would punch them in the face. And yet in your own head, in your own brain, you criticize yourself and you talk about why you don't look good enough, or you're not smart enough, or you're not going to make it. All of those things are the wrong thoughts, and they're not true. The only reason they feel true is because the brain believes whatever you tell it most often. But you have to form new neural pathways in your brain. You have to use positive self-talk. You have to point out the things that you love about yourself. You have to pump yourself up. You have to be your biggest cheerleader. And if you can't get that right in your own brain, there's a good chance that you're going to self-sabotage the rest of your life. Number 2 is temptation. Watch out for temptation. There are all kinds of temptations in this world. And what you have to remember is that indulgence is nothing more than a creditor that charges you interest. So whether it's sexual temptation, it's spending temptation, it's substance abuse temptation, you have to be someone who says, I'm not going to give in to the things that feel good in the short term, but cost me in the long term. I'm not going to compromise the things that I want in life for the things that just feel good in the short term. Because those temptations become addictions, those addictions become prisons. Those prisons keep you trapped and stuck from ever being able to achieve the things that you want to become, that you are capable of becoming, that you are meant to become. So you have to watch out for temptation. Number 3, avoid hanging around fools. If you hang around fools, you will become a fool. If you hang around people who are wise, you will become wise. And that might sound harsh, but I promise you, it's true. If you are spending your time around people who drag you down, around people who encourage you to have poor behavior, around people who don't empower you or encourage you to do the things that are meaningful in this world and that are in line with the person you want to become and the dreams you want to have and the things that you want to conquer, you've got to find a new friend group. You have to. You are the average of your 5 best friends. That is true for all of us. And if your friend group is moving in a direction that is different than the direction that you want to move in, you've got to find a way to be around different people. Hang out with fools and you will become a fool. Hang out with the wise and you will become wise. Number 4 is entertainment. Now, I know when I say entertainment, you might reject this one. You might resist this one. You go, what's wrong with entertainment? Well, on the surface, nothing is wrong with entertainment. I love being entertained. There's value. There's a healthy amount of entertainment that can be good. The problem is that so many people are wasting their life by just being consumed with entertainment. The average person in the United States watches 27 hours of television a week. Meanwhile, they complain that they don't make enough money, they don't have time, and they can't do the things they need to be healthier and more productive and have more fulfilling relationships. But when you look at the calendar, you go, how much time are they just watching TV or Netflix or zoning out? Oh, video games is another one. Look, I grew up playing video games. There are some video games that are super fun and exciting. Video games, like any form of entertainment, can be good. You just have to be careful that it doesn't become the dominant thing in your life. You have to be careful to go, it's not the thing that consumes all of my time, unless you're making that as an intentional choice, as that's what you want to do. The risk isn't so much in what the thing is, the risk is in unconsciously devoting yourself to something that is stealing so much of your time that you're unaware of how much time you're losing. And I look around at the world today and I go, oh, there's a lot of people losing a lot of time where they don't realize how much time they're losing because they're allowing themselves to just engage in constant entertainment. They're just looking for someone to entertain them without them having to do anything. So some entertainment is good. Some entertainment is healthy. Entertainment, I think, is a part of the spice of life. But if you're not careful, entertainment can become a curse. It can become a consuming distraction that pulls you away from your dreams. And number 5 is good old-fashioned procrastination. You have got to break free of procrastination. If you have a dream, you have to take action on it. And the reason most people procrastinate is because actually of a deep-rooted fear of failure and a strive to be perfect. It's their perfectionism that causes them to wait. They think, I don't want to start until I have a perfect plan, until it's the perfect time, until it's the perfect opportunity. But in reality, there is no perfect plan. In fact, I love what Mike Tyson says about plans. He says, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. I love that. And if you're an entrepreneur of any type, man, you can appreciate how true that is. None of our plans go according to plan. What really works is iteration. It's experimentation. Don't think of it as something that has to be perfectly orchestrated in advance. It doesn't have to be a perfect blueprint. In fact, every successful person I know views their life and their business more as an experiment. They're constantly creating and then testing and modifying and tweaking, and they take action and then they modify. They course correct. They don't sit back and wait and try to chart the perfect path and account for every single thing that could go wrong. In fact, I've come to realize that the reason why straight A students often aren't the most successful entrepreneurs, the reason why straight A students aren't often the richest people is because they have such a high demand for perfectionism. They want to know everything that's going to happen before it happens. And they're so smart that they spend time thinking about and predicting all of the things that could go wrong. Meanwhile, a lot of C and D students make fantastic entrepreneurs and they make very wealthy, successful people. Why? Because they don't overthink it. They take action. They go, oh, that's a good idea. We should try that. And then they try it and they go, oh, that didn't work. Let's adjust and let's tweak and let's test. And they're overcoming procrastination. So this is what it takes to break free from wasting your life. And if you do these 5 things, or rather, if you don't do these 5 things, there's a great chance you're going to be successful by default. If you don't allow yourself to have negative self-talk, if you don't allow yourself to fall victim to temptation, if you don't allow yourself to hang out and keep the company of fools, if you don't allow yourself to become addicted to entertainment, and if you don't allow yourself the indulgence of procrastination, then by default, you will likely become an ultra successful person. By the way, if you want more tips for overcoming the psychology of procrastination, check out my books, Take the Stairs and Procrastinate on Purpose, 5 Permissions to Multiply Your Time. And make sure you subscribe down below and stay tuned into these videos, and we will help keep you motivated on your path to becoming everything you are meant to be.